Hello, guys, and welcome to a preview for the Carabao Cup tonight between Watford and Norwich City. A huge game for these two sides after the first bit of the season kicked off for them in the Championship. These two do meet again in the Championship, actually, in December at Carrow Road. They also meet just before that, actually, at Vicarage Road again, as they face off in a half-12 kickoff, according to this. So the last time these two met was, of course, on the 1st of February, where Watford had a man sent off. Josh Sargent, the only goal of that game. Angus Gunn was man of the match and did exceptionally well, actually. Obviously, he's left the club now. He plays for Nottingham Forest now, so that is that. So if we go back to looking at how these teams did at the weekend, of course, Watford, they played their game against Charlton Athletic, losing 1-0 thanks to a Nibs goal in the 94th minute. I haven't managed to watch any highlights of that game as of yet, but that leaves Watford 22nd after just a game played. So you can't really tell too much in that one. Norwich City, of course, they played Millwall. I did watch quite a bit of this one. I watched this one after the Southampton game that we did the other day with the Wrexham. Josh Sargent, of course, scored. Negley scored the first one to put Millwall 1-0 up. The second goal, Josh Sargent just closed down the goalkeeper. The keeper went to kick the ball, hits Josh Sargent, goes over the top and bounces in the net. And then Langstaff scoring on the 83rd minute to give a opening day win for Millwall away against Norwich City. So these two sides, it's hard to judge because the last two, like I said, the first two games, the first game of the season, the first two for these two put together, is an interesting one. I think Carabao Cup is an experimental thing, especially early on in the season. I think Norwich will probably make 5 or 6 changes. I think Watford will do the same. Of course, Watford do have their home advantage. Whether that comes into fruition, who knows? But it is a game of intriguement. I think there was the other game I was looking at for the Carabao Cup tonight, of course, most of them live on Sky Sports Plus tonight, this one included. I was trying to find a game, and I thought, which game am I going to watch? It was between this one and then the other one, I think, was Wrexham versus Hull City, because Wrexham are at home. And it was just intriguing, this game, because I feel like this game is going to be a better game than people really realise. It'll probably end 0-0 now. But it's hard to call who's going to go through, but I think Norwich will go through. That makes no sense, but yeah, I think Norwich will go through today. I think they'll win maybe 1-0, 2-1, something like that. It's going to be a close game. Both these teams, of course, want to get a win. They, of course, had that moment where they didn't win the weekend. So it's going to be an interesting one. Let me know, guys, what you think, of course, down in the comments section. Also, do drop a like. Football content, previews, reviews, and so much more on the channel. We also have a Isak video today, which is an interesting one. So go ahead and watch that if you haven't seen it already. Watford versus Norwich. Predictions below. Let me know. Bye-bye.